Okay, welcome back. You're listening to the Cresco Wealthcast. It's pretty cool. We finally came up with a name for it, and we're pretty excited. So we got a logo, we got a name, and don't forget, we also have channels you can follow us on. So we are on Podbean. So if you type in crescopodbean.com, also you can navigate to our website. And for all of you Spotify and iTunes people, that is coming soon. So they're the first channels that we're doing. So again, we talked about the nature of this is really what's on the mind of the team members, what's happening here within Cresco and things that we want to talk about and we feel that are relevant to you. And today I am joined by the one and the only, maybe I might say my favorite, but now it's on the record, Sheena Schreiner. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. How good? Are you nervous? How you feeling?
This is my very first podcast. So yeah, a little nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
The first one? Like you've never podcasted?
Never. Okay. No, yeah.
My wife thinks that's all I do. So we'll get into the bones because you brought up a really, really cool topic today. I mean, given March 8th is International Women's Day, but why celebrate just the day? I know this podcast is going to come a little after, and we want to talk about really Women's Month and things that we should be celebrating. And it's going to be great to go from your perspective. And I would just want to ask right off the cuff, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you in this industry? What does it mean to you as a woman, personally, professionally? When this day comes, what are some of the things that are important, Sheena?
Yeah, this is a topic that's pretty near and dear to my heart. Being a woman and what's known as a fairly male-dominated industry as far as, advisors go. The industry itself is 85% men in the advisory field. So, I think I'm very proud to be part of a firm that embraces women advisors, and I think our averages are much higher than the industry itself. And in fact, we celebrate women across the board with women mentoring women as part of the initiative at Wellington Altus Private Wealth. So I think that's such a great thing to be a part of.
100%. You know what I thought is really cool is, and this is just, take it, if we want to call it the male perspective. It's one thing to just make a post. It's one thing to say, yeah, we celebrate women, we support women, but I find there's really no infrastructure that does support women. And when we were in the conference in Montreal, I thought it was amazing because that was really the first look into say, yeah, there is a mentorship that happens. There is a culture committee that is dedicated. And Cresco itself, it's actually amazing. As a team to do these. No, that's great. I didn't realize 85%, that's the actual statistic in the advisory role?
That's the stat that I found. So I'm not sure actually how up to date that is, but that was the latest stat that I was able to find was 85%. So yeah, and with our team having 2 female advisors.
Powerhouses.
And I think it's been so important for me as well, just to have another colleague, a female advisor that we were able to grow together and experience this world together as well. It's been a really great experience, but also the men on the team here are super supportive of our growth, and so it always feels very welcoming, and I always feel like I have a voice at the table.
That's unreal. That is awesome. And you've been in the industry for a long time as well. So, I want to pick your brain apart really quick on that side is I find that perspectives get lost, right? Like you get people say, oh, what are you talking about? Things are fine. Or, but you've seen it, throughout your career, but let's say personally, professionally, whatever it is, how much of it is lingering there? Like what are things that we just don't know, Sheena, outside of these statistics to say, hey, like, have you ever been in this situation before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, I've been in the industry now for going on 22 years, been with the team here at Cresco for 12. And, I have experienced where there's been times that I've been the only woman seated in a boardroom of 10 people. And it's intimidating for sure. And you're scared to speak up because you don't want to say something or sound stupid. And there's always that, what's it called?
Like the stigma?
Not the stigma. imposter syndrome. I don't know why I
okay.
couldn't think of the word. Imposter syndrome, where you just feel like maybe you don't belong. Maybe you're not quite cut out to have a seat at the table. And so, you kind of, it's an internal battle for sure with yourself to, just keep pushing through and, regain that confidence. And that just comes from time in the industry, working with people and experience to really overcome that.
You know what's crazy to me is I think International Women's Day in Europe, it's massive. It's a big day because there's really no, I mean, I can say in the Balkan areas, like, Greece, where, myself and Peter are from, like, it's a very big day because we don't really have a Valentine's Day. There's not much, it's not just segregated to this day of love.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, these secondary holidays.
Yeah.
They say, oh, you get one too. And I just love that it's happening now, and it's become a part of the North American culture. And, from a male perspective, it's not, oh, we're celebrating Women's Day, but it's, I might take you out for dinner and I'm doing you the favor, and happy day for you, or a Mother's Day where you have to be a mom. Otherwise, guess what? You're not included in the club anymore. So
Right.
Now it's nice that we're getting this culture. You touched on wealth management, a couple of statistics as well. When you think of women in wealth and a lot of things, where do you begin? What are some of the things that you're focused on right now that are important to you?
Yeah, my initiative is really educating women and, like I said, just them to taking part in the conversation. A lot of the time it is the male that is the dominant voice when it comes to the conversations around planning and investing and wealth management and that sort of thing. And so I really want to encourage women to, even if it's their eyes are glazed over and they really could care less about the topic of investing and wealth management, at least just be part of the conversation so that, they have a comfort in the person that they're working with and managing their wealth, because, the stats show women live longer, and, in the untimely or unfortunate situation where the husband passes or predeceases the wife, you want to be part of that conversation and know who is the first person that you're going to contact, should that situation arise, and then, outside of that, there's so many things to think about when it comes to planning for your retirement. And, you don't want to plan for widowhood, but that might be part of the conversation as well. But the fact that women live longer in retirement just means that we also have to save a little bit more. And then outside of that, when we're, in our careers, there's more likelihood that women are going to be taking some time away from the office to care for their children or care for, elderly parents. It's more so at least in Western culture, that it's the woman that takes that time out of the office, which again means that we have to make up for that time and save more in our working years, because we're going to have reduced pensions and that sort of thing, just as an unintended consequence of taking that time away from the office.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you're like shifting the narrative where you have, let's say, the archon of the household, as you suggest, and it's like, okay, well, here's Dimitri. Yeah, I handle everything. Don't worry, Tamara, I got it, everything. But I like where you're going, where you're shifting it, saying, well, hold on, like, you're part of the plan as well. Mm-hmm. And if we took each of you individually, there's individual planning opportunities or strategies that need to be looked at for and really starting to include. I agree with the education. We're so bad at educating the public about what it is that we really do, or what we're doing, or what it is that's out there. I mean, it's nice we have this trust factor, Sheena, but man, it can, I think of it too as, what if something does happen, right? Then what?
Yeah.
Where do you go? Who do you trust? Who do you talk to? What's been done or getting going? So I like what you're doing. Saying, hey, you need to be involved in this well. That you're not part of someone else's puzzle. You are the puzzle as well.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's part of us trying to, have those uncomfortable conversations that you don't really want to talk about, but they need to be had. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Well, Sheena, thank you Thank you for your time. Actually, this is fun. This is why, though. This is the whole point of the podcast. We're just sitting here on actually a really cool room that Carissa put together, just having a coffee, talking about stuff that we normally talk about or we think to bring your attention. Happy International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Month. I love working with you. And yeah, now that's officially on record.
I wish I could say the same.
That's amazing. So just remember, follow us on the channels, CrescoWealthManagement.com, Cresco.podbean.com as well. But Sheena, anything you want to send off? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, no, this is super fun. Thanks for having me on our little podcast. Pretty sweet little setup you've got here, and I look forward to hearing more from the rest of the team as well.
Yeah. Hey, I can do this all day. Actually, I do this all day. I just don't have a microphone.
Right.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, Sheena. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Great topic.